Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. You are watching HumSub.TV and I am Muneeb Hamid with the news in English.
Supreme Court bans Shahid Massood from hosting TV show for 3 months. Supreme Court on Tuesday banned television anchor person Shahid Massood from hosting his program for 3 months and asked him to submit a written apology to the court. The news anchor offered the court an unconditional apology from the depth of his heart for being unable to prove his startling allegations against the convicted rapist and murderer of 6-year-old Zainab bin Qassoor. Chief Justice Mia Saqib Nisar, however, dismissed the verbal apology, saying, "I will not forgive you without punishment. I have been hearing about the depth of your heart for a while now," Justice Nisar remarked. The CJP then told Massood to suggest a punishment for himself or the court will ban him for 6 months. Massood first suggested a ban for 1 month and then extended it to 2 months. The Supreme Court announced a ban for 3 months and ordered the anchor person to submit a written apology. Justice Nisar warned him that the court were not the same as before. Medical stent case. Supreme Court directs hospitals to implement committee's recommendations in 3 months. Supreme Court on Tuesday, while wrapping up the substandard medical stents case, directed government and private hospitals to submit report after implementing the recommendations of committee within 3 months. A 3-member bench headed by Chief Justice Mia Saqib Nisar heard the case. The CJP commended the report of the committee and termed the recommendations quite comprehensive. He directed the private and government hospitals to submit its report after 90 days to Registrar Supreme Court. What will be done for the medicines being made for heart patients, inquired the CJP. "We will check the companies who are making fake medicines. The medicines are not much expensive but high prices written in prescription. A monthly prescription of Rs 500 to 1400 is found of a heart patient," said Dr. Azhar Kiani, Rawalpindi Institute of Cardiology head. The Chief Justice asked the RIC head to provide them with a prescription of sugar, blood pressure and heart patient. After stent committee's report, the price of stent will come to Rs 100,000. "I met Dr. Adeeb Rizvi over the issue of dialysis. The price of stent has reduced after the suo motu notice. All the parties in the case greatly assisted the court. The condition of emergency in the hospital should be very impressive," remarked the CJP. Evanfield referenced several documents, including Inkama, presented in court. Ousted Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif, his daughter Maryam Nawaz, and son-in-law Captain Retired Safdar appeared before Accountability Court on Tuesday, where Judge Muhammad Bashir resumed hearing of the Evanfield apartment reference, wherein the Joint Investigation Team head Wajid Zia continued to record his statement against the Sharif family. According to Zia presented several documents, including the Ikama of Nawaz, flowcharts of the offshore companies owned by Sharif family, transaction statements of numerous companies, the trust deed of Nielsen, Nescol and Cooper Group, the reply of UAE Embassy, and Robert Bradley's forensic report on Calabria front. Nawaz Sharif's lawyer, Amjad Parvez advocate, expressed his reservations regarding the documents, saying that the Jabal Ali Free Zone Authority documents were not attested by the notary public and diplomatic agent, as these documents should not even be part of the courtroom record. Musharraf's diplomatic passport renewed in January. Interior Minister Hassan Iqbal. Former President retired General Pervez Musharraf was not only issued a new passport 2 months before the expiry of his travel documents, but it was again a diplomatic passport that he was entitled to, being a former head of state. Interior Minister Hassan Iqbal confirmed. The former military ruler has been declared absconder by courts in several cases, including high treason case, judge's detention case and Benazir Bhutto assassination case. However, it is not clear if specific permission was given for a diplomatic passport and who gave it. The Interior Minister claimed that the diplomatic passport of General Musharraf was renewed out of fear that he might use it as a pretext for not returning home to face the treason case. He needs passport to travel back to Pakistan. He would have contended that without a passport he cannot travel and would have blamed the government for blocking his return. Mr. Iqbal said in response to a query about the renewal of the former military ruler's passport. NAB Court rejects Dar's plea to dismiss supplementary reference. Accountability Court on Tuesday has rejected former Finance Minister Ishaq Dar's plea to dismiss National Accountability Bureau's supplementary reference over asset beyond income case. During the hearing headed by Justice Muhammad Bashir, the judge remarked that the reason behind disposing of the plea will be mentioned in comprehensive verdict. He has also summoned President of National Bank Saeed Ahmed on March 27th for indictment. Meanwhile, defense lawyers said that he will challenge the decision in High Court after knowing the reasons. Preparations are underway to celebrate Pakistan Day on Friday with great national zeal and patriotic spirit. Preparations are underway to celebrate Pakistan Day with great national zeal and patriotic spirit on Friday. Armed forces are busy in rehearsals and drills to celebrate the day in a spectacular manner. Preparations for 23rd March parade are in full swing at Shakarpuriya Parade Ground of Islamabad. Participating troops include foot columns of Pakistan Army, Pakistan Navy, PAF, Frontier Corps, Northern Light Infantry Special Services Group from 3 services and Camel Band. The Islamabad Traffic Police devised a special traffic plan for maintaining smooth flow of traffic on the city roads. Pakistan People's Party leader and member National Assembly Ayaz Somro passes away at 59. Pakistan People's Party leader and member National Assembly Ayaz Somro passed away in the early hours on Tuesday in the United States after protracted illness, fellow party member Agha Siraj Durrani confirmed. Somro was facing cardiac problems and was being treated at a hospital in the United States. He was elected from Larkana's NA204. PPP Chairman Bilawal Bhutto Zardari also expressed grief and sorrow over the demise of MNA Somro. In his condolence message, the PPP Chairman eulogized the services and sacrifices of Somro for the party and his lifelong commitment and loyalty to the cause. India says it has confirmed 39 Indians missing in Iran since 2014, presumably dead. India said on Tuesday that 39 Indians who were believed to have been kidnapped by Islamic State militants in Iraq in 2014 had been confirmed dead after their bodies were found. The bodies were recovered from a mass grave and DNA tests had confirmed them to be those of the construction workers who went missing from the Iraqi city of Mosul, Foreign Minister Sushma Swaraj told Parliament. With full proof, I can say these 39 are dead, the minister said. The government had for years said it would help only declare the men dead once it had full evidence. Swaraj said the authorities in Baghdad helped identify a mass grave, and with the help of deep penetration radar, the buried bodies were discovered and exhumed. At least 4 killed in blast near Hikmat Yar's rally. A bomb on a motorcycle exploded near a political rally in eastern Afghanistan, killing at least 4 people and wounding 10 others, officials said. The blast happened as supporters of Gulbuddin Hikmatyar, a warlord and former prime minister, were leaving the rally at a football stadium in Jalalabad, the capital of Nangarhar province. Hikmatyar, who returned to public life last year after signing a controversial peace deal with the Afghan government, was at the gathering, but it was not clear if he or his supporters were the targets of the attack. Provincial governor's spokesman Ataullah Kohyani said 4 people had been confirmed dead and 10 others, including 2 children, wounded. Britain and European Union clinch deal on Brexit transition. Britain and the European Union on Monday reached a landmark deal on transition pace that will see London follow the bloc's rule for nearly 2 years after the Brexit divorce. Chief EU negotiator Michel Barnier and his British counterpart David Davis said the agreement, which European leaders will sign at a summit this week, was a decisive step. The 2 sides also agreed on a backstop solution for the thorny issue of the future of the Irish border, just weeks after Prime Minister Theresa May said no British Premier could ever accept such an idea. The deal, secured after what Frenchman Barnier called an intensive weekend of talks in Brussels, paves the way for talks on a future trade deal to start next month and sent the pound surging. Chinese President Xi Jinping warns any attempt to split China is doomed to fail. Chinese President Xi Jinping has delivered a fervently nationalistic closing speech to Parliament, painting China as a rising global power. Mr. Xi said achieving total unity was the collective hope of all Chinese people, and any attempts to divide it were doomed to fail. The speech was a strong warning against any attempt at separatism from places like Taiwan and Hong Kong. Mr. Xi also warned China could not be complacent about its development. Meanwhile, Premier Li Keqiang used his once-a-year news conference to say China was committed to global cooperation on trade. He said China would further open up its economy and ensure that both domestic and foreign firms were able to compete on fair terms in China's large market. Chinese officials have made similar pledges in the past. French ex-President Sarkozy in custody in campaign funding probe. Former French President Nicolas Sarkozy was in police custody on Tuesday morning, where he was to be questioned as part of an investigation into suspected irregularities over his election campaign financing, an official in the French judiciary said. The probe related to alleged Libyan funding for Sarkozy's 2007 campaign. Le Monde newspaper reported a lawyer for Sarkozy could not be reached immediately for comment. Israeli court charges French citizen with arms smuggling. A French consulate worker was charged in an Israeli court Monday with arms smuggling following his arrest on accusations he used an official car to transport dozens of guns from the Gaza Strip to the occupied West Bank. Israeli officials were quick to note that the worker from France's Jerusalem consulate acted on his own without his superior's knowledge and that diplomatic relations between the two countries were not affected. But the delicate case comes ahead of a planned visit next week to Israel and the Palestinian territories by French Foreign Minister Jean-Yves Le Drian, and French diplomats are sure to face questions over it. And now some business news. Budget 2018-19. Pakistan Stock Exchange proposes rationalization of capital gain tax rates. Pakistan Stock Exchange has proposed to the government to rationalize capital gains tax on the transaction of shares as the management seeks measures to boost the KSE 100 index that has retreated close to 18% since it hit a record high 52,876.46 in May 2017. Presenting budget proposals to advisor to Prime Minister on Finance, Miftah Ismail, a PSX delegation under chairperson Munir Kamal recommended the rationalize CGT and other taxes to re-attract lost foreign and local investors. The PSX's KSE 100 index was the world's worst performing market in 2017, in sharp contrast to the previous year when it posted a substantial 45% return to become the biggest regional market. And now some sports news. Balochistan 3-day Jeep rally kicks off in Bolan. 3-day Jeep rally kicked off in Balochistan's Bolan district on Monday. With 60 drivers participating, this rally is the second event being held at this level. Excited participants participating in the event from all over the country said that such events brings them closer to the undiscovered beauty of Balochistan. Driving industry and challenging routes, the drivers appreciated and admired the arrangements made for the event. The rally is being attended by a large number of famous drivers as well as women participants this year. And now the weather update for the next 24 hours. Light rain thunderstorm with gusty winds is expected at isolated places in Quetta, Zob, Banu, Peshawar, D.I. Khan, D.G. Khan, Multan, Sahiwal, Bahawalpur, Gujranwala, Lahore, Sargodha, Faisalabad, Rawalpindi divisions, Islamabad, Upper Fatah and Kashmir.
And that is the end of the news. For more news and updates, keep watching HumSub.TV.
Please subscribe to HumSub.TV and hit the notification icon on the screen to get the latest updates of our channel. Thank you for watching HumSub.TV.